Alright guys, Silverback here with it was going to be a vlog, but unfortunately my mic is the only thing that's currently really working. My webcam has decided to die, so I just thought I'd do a quick and a brief one in response really to Neil the Grumpy Old Gamers vlog. I totally support him 100%. I kind of, you know, as you guys will probably be aware, I have worked for Gfinity last year, done the COD Champs. All the guys are absolutely awesome. They've really, you know, they stepped up the mark, and obviously most of you are probably aware of the stuff that I'm now doing with AM2 Pro. After our first event, it was extremely successful. We didn't have the age rating that was in place. Obviously this isn't through directly from Gfinity. They're being put in this situation now. PEGI is the Pan-European Game Information. Okay, basically it's an age rating system used to ensure that the entertainment content on such as films, videos, DVDs and computer games are clearly labelled for the group for which they are most suitable. Now the age rating is provided to guidance of consumers, particularly obviously parents. Now this will help them decide whether they decide if it's a product they want to buy for their children or not, and isn't really rated as what you can play. If this was the case, anybody who was under the age of 18 and was caught playing Call of Duty would automatically get banned. So I just want to put that there. So I honestly feel if you want to make it a spectator sport, then you have to reduce it. I don't see why there's an 18 to compete in it, and there isn't anywhere else, as far as I'm aware or as I know of, an 18 level. I know what's behind it. I can understand some of the reasons, but as Grumpy also said in his video, a lot of when the esports mode is on, it is the paintball effect, so there's no real blood, splat and gore, so that reduces that element there. How do we get over this? I think that's something for the developers. I think that's something for the companies, individual companies, you know, further down the line. I personally I don't see the issue with it 16 plus playing it. I don't see the issue with kids watching it. My daughters love it. My son loves it. You know, it's becoming a big sport. It's becoming huge all over the world. Obviously, you see TCM now going over to America. That's a different subject. But at the same time, it's the growth in the element. This is a huge opportunity for other teams within Europe to now look at that space. Obviously, Epsilon, not sure what's going on with their roster. But this is a huge time to see the top teams come forward. Likes of Barrage and so forth. So, I, for one, I don't think it's going to be beneficial. I don't think it's going to bring anything other than aggro. You could fill a stadium with 16 to 18 year olds without a shadow of a doubt. The issue that I do have is the maturity of those people. You know, yeah, you get immature 18 year olds, but at the same time I don't think you have the same level as maturity and the respect. Now you see something going on Twitter, and then you'll see the hate, the troll and everything, the trolls, everybody will jump on that bandwagon. That doesn't show maturity in any sort of sport. And if that was the case, if you were playing for an organisation or if you played for a football team, you would be reprimanded for those actions. Now I'm not saying I'm the smartest person on Twitter. I totally hold my hands up. But at the same time, when you are verbally abusing people, organisations, companies and names, you're making a bad name, not just for the self, but the companies and the organisation you're representing. So if you're going to an event, then that's where you got to look at it. So I can see the levels of maturity, but I can also say that I think if organisations clamped down more on things like that, I think that would be a better step forward as well. European esports is growing. The size that we've come from, even on the next gen, is huge. But what I will say is if we don't support the fact that we need to have that 18 lifted, then I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I think that is the biggest thing we need to do. For me, I don't stop my son playing it. I don't stop my kids from watching stuff that I feel. if I feel that there is an element of that would affect their lives in Call of Duty, then yeah, of course I would. But you know, zombies, yeah, that can scare kids. That could, you know, that's fine. But as multiplayer, as esports, I do not see why the valid reason. The only way we're going to carry on going through in this country and moving PEGI away is to release that. I honestly do think so, because at some point you're not going to see these top teams. A lot of these good players are below 18. They're not going to have that momentum to push through, and you'll see other companies and organisations take that on board. So, hey, that is really about it. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Please share the video. I just want to say before I go, I support Gfinity. I support all the work they do. I support everybody in this esports scene. Every organisation, you know, you're representing everybody. Please remember that. And guys, just keep gaming and support the fact that, you know, maybe one day we'll be one. Cheers, guys.